Okay, children. Now, exercise 5.7, we have reached to question number 8. Now, this exercise, I know you remember that you had to differentiate a given term twice. Okay. So, you were given y is equal to tan inverse of x. And we had to differentiate it 2 times. Okay. Up to we get the second order derivative. So first time we started differentiating, when I differentiate y, I got dy by dx. And differentiation of, I have written the 2 formulas in the side, that differentiation of tan inverse x is going to be 1 upon 1 plus x square. And differentiation of 1 upon x is going to be minus 1 upon x square. So these 2 formulas we are going to utilize in our question. And let us see now, differentiation of tan inverse x is going to be 1 upon 1 plus x square. That is as per the direct formula. Now, as the question says, I have to differentiate it twice. So one more time, when I differentiate dy by dx, so this is the first order derivative. So when I differentiate it one more time, it becomes the second order derivative. So I have d square. This represents your second order derivative. So I have d squared y upon dx squared. The second time you are differentiating. That is, now I have to differentiate this term one more time. So this is belonging to which category? It belongs to the category of 1 upon the bracket. 1 upon the bracket means it belongs to this category 1 upon x. So 1 upon x, the differentiation is minus 1 upon that term ka square. So the same thing now, I have 1 upon this term. 1 upon this term means minus 1 upon the term ka square. But since that term is not a single x, by chain rule, I have to differentiate this bracket again. So I differentiate that bracket again. Differentiation of 1 is 0 and differentiation of x square is 2x. So the final answer of this differentiation is just 2x. So finally I have my answer. D square y upon dx square is minus 2x upon 1 plus x square ka whole square. This was my question number 8. Now, similar type, I go to my question number 9. Let us see question 9. Now, question 9 is similar to this only. It is to differentiate the 9th question we are going to deal with. That is log of log x. Question 9 is y is equal to log of log x. Okay, let us recall what is differentiation. यानी कि d by dx of log of x. ठीक है, d by dx of log of x is 1 upon x. So this is the basic formula कि log of any bracket is 1 upon that bracket. Now let us differentiate it for the first time. So that is dy by dx. First time I am differentiating. That is equal to, this is log of some bracket. Forget what is in the bracket. Log of a bracket means 1 upon the bracket. So that means it should be 1 upon log of x. So what is the formula? Log of a bracket is 1 upon the bracket. Now log of the bracket, I don't see what is in the bracket. So log of a bracket is 1 upon the bracket. But if the bracket is not a single term x, then by chain rule, you differentiate that bracket one more time. So I differentiate the bracket one more time. So what am I going to get there? Already I am having here 1 upon log of x. And differentiation of this is going to be what? Log x ka differentiation is going to be 1 upon x. So finally the answer is come 1 upon x log and x. So this is the value of dy by dx. Now that means if I wish to differentiate it one more time, then I have d squared y. This is the second order derivative I am dealing with. So this was the first order derivative, that is dy by dx. Now I differentiate it one more time. So I have d squared y upon dx squared, and now I will use the formula. Now I will use d by dx of 1 upon x is equal to minus 1 upon x squared. This is going to be the formula. So let me apply that formula over here. So what do I have when I start differentiating? It is of the category 1 upon the bracket. So answer will be minus 1 upon that the bracket, whatsoever the bracket is, the bracket ka square. This formula you are going to apply. 1 upon anything is minus 1 upon that thing square. So that formula I am applying it over here. So 1 upon, it was some bracket. So I have differentiation of that is minus 1 upon that bracket ka square. But if that bracket term, what I have here, is not a single x, I have to differentiate it by chain rule, that bracket again, that is into x log x. Now, when I want to differentiate that bracket again, the bracket contains two terms. So I have to apply product rule to the bracket. So therefore, I will have my next step as, I will have in my next step minus 1 upon x log x the whole square, and differentiate this by the product rule. So I will have, I will keep x constant. What is the product rule? First term you keep constant and differentiate the second term. That is into d by dx of log of x, and plus I have log of x into d by dx of x. Log of x into d by dx of x. So that is going to be, now I have it as minus 1, and over here x log x ka whole square, the whole square, and in my bracket I will have, answer of this will be log x. So that is x into 1 upon x, x into 1 upon x. So that will get cancelled and it will become 1, and plus differentiation of x becomes 1. So I have only log of x. So my answer will be 1 plus log x upon x log x ka whole square. So here I finish my differentiation and we go to the next question. Okay, now let's go to the next question. We have y is equal to sine of log x. Now we start differentiating it for the first time. So differentiation of sine is going to become cos. So sine of log x became cos of log x. But chain rule says if the bracket of cos is not a single x, not a simple term, then we have to differentiate it one more time. So sine became cos. So sine of log x became cos of log x into d by dx of log x. Now log x, the differentiation of log x is going to be 1 upon x. So therefore my answer of the first differentiation became cos of log x and upon log of, cos of log x upon x. Now I have to differentiate it one more time. So because I have to differentiate it one more time and it is of the category u upon v, so it is going to follow the quotient rule. So what does the quotient rule say? Denominator, and then we differentiate the numerator. Then next term I have minus, I have next term as minus, then we have numerator as constant and we differentiate the denominator. We differentiate the denominator, that is x, and upon denominator ka whole square. So let us see now further what is going to happen. So differentiation of cos. Now cos is differentiated and we get minus sine. Cos ka differentiation minus sine. But since the bracket does not contain a single simple term x, I have to differentiate the bracket back again. So that differentiation of the bracket gives me 1 upon x. So 1 upon x and this x over here gets cancelled, and cos of log x was a constant. Differentiation of x became 1, and therefore the answer what we have here is going to be in this manner, that is minus sine of log x and minus cos of log x. Now we'll do the next sum quickly. Let us see the next question. That is, we'll go to question number 11. We'll go to question number 11. Now, question number 11 is quite simple, and I have y is equal to 5 cos x. This is question number 11. Y is equal to 5 cos x minus 3 sin x. So 5 cos x minus 3 sin x. This is the question. Now, if this is the question and I want to differentiate it, first differentiation, let me see, it has dy by dx, and that is 5 is a constant. Cos I am going to differentiate. The answer of differentiation of cos is going to be minus sin x. Now, this is a simple term. Then minus 3. Sin ka differentiation is going to be cos of x. So, differentiation is over. I can bring this minus sign outside, and therefore it will look like minus 5 sin of x. So this is one term, and 3 and cos x is going to be the next term. So 3 cos x is the next term. Now one more time I have to differentiate. So I go to the second order derivative, that is d squared y upon dx squared, that is equals to minus 5 is a constant over here, and sine I differentiate. The differentiation of sine is going to be cos x, then minus 3, and cos ka differentiation is going to be minus sine of x. It's going to be minus sine x. Now, suppose if I remove this minus sign outside common, I have inside 5 cos x. I have 2 minus sign. One I removed outside and one will remain inside. Minus 3 into sine of x. So, I have minus. Now, just to see, this is your term y. This is your term y. It is just the same term in the bracket, and therefore I have d squared y upon dx squared is equal to minus y. You can bring this minus y to the other side and it looks like this, d squared y upon dx squared, and then minus y you bring it to the other side, you have plus y, and that is equal to 0. That is equal to 0. Now, similar type we go to the next question, that is question number 12, which is y is equal to cos inverse of x. So, similar type we go to the next question, that is question number 12. Let us see, we have question number 12. Question number 12, y is equal to, question number 12, y is equal to cos inverse of x. Now, y is equal to cos inverse of x. So, I can write, if I wish, I can write this cos inverse, I bring it to the other side and I will get cos of y. Cos inverse comes to the other side and becomes cos y is equal to x. It is like this way, cos y is equal to x. Now, let me differentiate it for the first time. So, I have d by dx of this term cos y is equal to d by dx of the term x. Now, cos ka differentiation is going to be minus sin y, but because this term is not x, I have to differentiate it one more time by the chain rule. So, cos y ka minus sin y, but because this variable is not x, I have to differentiate it again by the chain rule, and that is equal to d by dx of x is 1. So, I can write dy by dx is equal to this minus 1 sin y, I can write it to the opposite side. So, it becomes minus 1 upon sin y, which is nothing but I can write it as cosec y. So, I got dy by dx is equal to cosec y. Now, one more time I have to differentiate it. So, this becomes d squared y upon dx squared is equal to, now, differentiation of cosec. So this is minus cosec y. So differentiation of cosec is minus cosec into cot. So now this one minus sign is already there, and again formula ka minus sign will come, so it will become plus, and answer will be cosec y into cot y. And because this variable is not a simple term, x term, I have to differentiate it one more time, that is into dy by dx, Now I can see from here that this dy by dx was minus cosec of y. Dy by dx was minus cosec of y. So I can write it as this minus cosec y. I can substitute it as dy by dx if I wish. So I can do that if it's my wish. So I can, one more step I can write, and I can write it like this: d squared y upon dx squared. And suppose if I bring this term on the other side, it will become minus, and then I write cot y separately. This minus term, I take it with cosec y. So if I take that minus term with cosec y, so I know that this minus cosec y was dy by dx. So I have into dy by dx and one more dy by dx. So that will become dy by dx the whole square. This term plus cosec y. When it comes to the other side, it will become minus cosec y. And this minus cosec y, when it goes to the other side, its value is dy by dx. So this term will become dy by dx. One more term is dy by dx. So it becomes dy by dx the whole square. It comes to the other side, and therefore that is going to be equal to 0. So this is your next equation, and now we can further move to the next question. Okay children, now let's go to the next question, that is question number 13. I have y is equal to 3 into cos of log x and plus 4 into sin of log x. Now I have to differentiate it for the first time. So I start with it, therefore y ka differentiation will become dy by dx. 3 is a constant, so as it is. Cos ka differentiation will become minus sin. So cos was differentiated to minus sin of log x. But because log of x is not a simple x term, so cos would be differentiated to minus sin. But since its bracket is not a simple x term, by chain rule I differentiate that bracket again. So and therefore d by dx of log x. Same way 4 is a constant. Sin was differentiated to cos and cos of log x. But since bracket of cos is not a simple x term, by chain rule I have to differentiate the bracket again, that is into d by dx of log x. And you know that differentiation of log x is 1 upon x. So that 1 upon x is over here. Same way differentiation of this log is 1 upon x over here. The common LCM term is x, and it gets cross multiplied with this term over here, that is dy by dx. So I have x into dy by dx, and that is equal to now minus 3 and then sine of log x and whatever term I have it over here. But my question says I have to differentiate it twice. One time differentiation is over till now, but now I have to again differentiate it. So what happens over here? Here there are two terms. So I have to apply product rule. So let me apply the product rule. So x will be a constant and differentiate it dy by dx one more time. If I differentiate dy by dx one more time, it will become the second order derivative. So d square y upon dx square plus, now dy by dx will become constant and x I will differentiate it again. So into d by dx of x. d by dx of x is 1. So second term mein only dy by dx will remain and this term will remain. Now second order derivative, if I wish, instead of writing this big d squared y upon dx squared, I can write it y2. y2 means a second order derivative. dy by dx यानी कि y is differentiated one time, so that can be written as y1 first order derivative, and that is equal to minus 3 was a constant, sine का differentiation was cos, so sine of log x became cos of log x, but because the bracket was not a single x, it was to be supposed to be differentiated again, so I differentiated log x again by the chain rule. Same way 4 is a constant, cos का differentiation हो गया minus sine, so cos of log x became minus sine of log x, and because bracket was log x, I had to differentiate the bracket again one more time. Log x का differentiation will be 1 upon x, so like the previous term, दोनों में 1 upon x is a common LCM term. This common x can be cross multiplied back with both these terms here, so I got x squared y2 plus x y1 is equal to minus 1. This equal to minus 1, I can bring it to the other side, and then it will become plus y is equal to 0. So now let's go to the next question. Okay, now children, this question we have y is equal to some two terms are given, a into e raised to mx and b into e raised to nx. So let's differentiate it the first time. So I have dy by dx is equal to, capital A is a constant, and we know by formula that e raised to anything, differentiation of that term is going to be the same term. So e raised to mx, the differentiation of e raised to mx will be the same term, e raised to mx. But because the power was not a single x term, I have to differentiate the power back again by the chain rule. And then same way now, b is a constant, e raised to nx, the differentiation will be e raised to nx only by rule. And because the power was not a single x, I have to differentiate that power again. Now, m is a constant, so I wrote it in the front, and x ka differentiation will be 1. So differentiation of this is only, the answer to that is m. So I have m into a into e raised to mx. Same way for the next one. Now I go to one more time differentiation of that answer. तो एक और बार differentiate करते हैं. तो ma is a constant, e raised to mx का e raised to mx, and differentiation of mx back again. That mx का differentiation will be going to be m. So therefore m will become from here once and from here, so it will become twice. So I have m squared a into this. Same way over here, n and b are constant, and e raised to nx I differentiate to get back again same e raised to nx, and nx I differentiate again to get the answer n. So it looks like the term which I have in the bracket, but I have to resubstituted all this back into one more equation to show that it is equals to 0. So let's go ahead for the next step. Okay, now the question we have to further solve is, I have to put my values of d squared y upon dx square and dy by dx and y over here. If I substitute all these values in my LHS, I should get my RHS to coming to be 0. So let me put the value. So this value is the value for d squared y upon dx squared. Then I go to m plus n and the value of dy by dx. So this is the value of dy by dx. Then I have plus m into n and my value of y. So this is the value of y. So I substituted my values of d square y upon dx square, my value of dy by dx and my value of y. Now I open up all my brackets. So the first two terms, they are as it is. Now m I will multiply to both the brackets. So I have minus m into m. So I have minus m squared into a term. Then I have minus m multiplied to n. So I have minus mn term over here. Same way, this mn term I will multiply to both the terms over here. I'll try to open up all my terms. When I open up all my terms and I write, they come like this. Now, one by one, these terms cancel with each other. This m squared term cancels with the m squared term. Then I have the n square term cancelling with this n square term over here. Fine. So that is going to be minus n squared b term over here. Then I have mn in b term. So this is minus mn b term. So these two terms get cancelled with each other. Then minus mn into a term and minus mn into a term. Finally, everything gets cancelled to get a big 0 over there. Fine children, we'll meet in the next session.